The following is a presentation of Studio Audrain, powered by the Mexico Ledger.
Welcome to another edition of Community Matters, Mexico Ledger, Studio Audrain. I'm your host, Matt Pilger, our producer, Sky Strauss, and joining us today from the Mexico High School, he is the principal, Brad Ellebracht, and we appreciate you being here.
Hello, thank you. It's nice to be here.
It's been a hot topic of conversation all over the state, as this is the first year of a cell phone ban. It is actually a state law now, and this is the first year of the cell phone ban at the Mexico High School. We're a couple of months into school now. How are things going? Tell us first off how it started off and where you are now.
Yeah, well, when we started, we really focused on over the summer, when knowing this was coming, a lot of communication and getting it out to everybody, because we thought the more we can get people prepared for this shift, and for kids it was a big shift, the more we can get them and their families prepared for it, the better it was going to go. And we started into the school year with a lot of talking about it, a lot of kind of just going over the expectations with kids, and it's really gone very well. I tell the story all the time that when over the summer we purchased a little cabinet in the office to keep cell phones in, that we thought as we collect them throughout the day for kids that are using them improperly, it had 32 slots in it, and I thought that'll never be enough. And to my surprise, we haven't had more than 10 spots filled in any one day. So that would have been a really busy day. We're averaging about 3.5, 4 cell phones a day that we're collecting down in the office. That includes AirPods and everything else, all the Bluetooth devices that are all included in it. So been really pleasantly surprised at just the numbers and how well the kids have responded to it.
Is there any data out there now that this is working in a positive manner? Has attendance improved? Have grades improved?
Yeah.
Are you able to get any real measurables off of that?
So far, what we have is a lot of anecdotal evidence that's working. As we get closer to the end of the semester, we'll start to put together some numbers and see what the impact is, and especially once we get to the end of the year and we get into our testing. But right now, what we're seeing is we're getting a lot of reports of better student engagement in class, which has been really a positive. Just less distractions. A lot of the engagement stuff still falls on us as the educators to make sure we're doing things that are engaging kids, but removing that distraction really helps with just keeping kids engaged when they're doing especially kind of the longer tasks or the tasks where they're working independently and that sort of stuff. So it's really helped there. I think what we will see though is because of the better engagement, the evidence shows that we will see better test scores at the end of the year and better grades throughout the year too.
Now, there is an absolute necessity that a student needs to contact their parents. There are still ways that they can do that, correct?
Absolutely. We have phones down in the office. We have a phone that's that's primarily just for student use down in the office. Kids come down all the time and ask, can I make a quick phone call home? Or, in some cases, if there's really an emergency where they have to get a hold of somebody and they don't know a number, I'll bring them into my office and I'll say, okay, real quick, make a phone call, and it works really well. But like I said, I've been really, really impressed with how the kids have responded to it. They've really taken to it, and it hasn't been, like I said, it hasn't been near the issue I expected, so.
Are more kids using emails?
Yeah, emails, the Chromebooks, using things like that to communicate. They'll find their little workarounds so they can still have their little group chats and that sort of stuff. And of course, we have so much technology in their hands without their phones that those things are there for them. But even like if they try to anything they do on their Chromebooks, we have better supervision over it, so we can kind of make sure they're not getting into anything they shouldn't be getting into, having conversations they shouldn't be having at school, or all those sorts of things that go along, all those kind of things that really are the problems with cell phones. We have a better supervision of them, so it's been good.
I have 2 teenage boys at the Mexico High School. I know their answer to this question, but I'll pose the question to you: if you could have put this ban in place sooner, would you have done it?
We had started having some internal conversations about it. Because other schools did move on it, and we had a really hard time, even within our staff, within the administration of the district, coming to any kind of, I guess the word is consensus on, is this the right thing to do? The nice thing about when the state legislature did it, it just kind of took it out of our hands. So we moved forward with it, of course, because we had to at that point. But like I said, we've been having kind of on and off conversations over the last couple of years about should we do this, should we not? And now that we're here, I think we're in a good spot.
All right. Well, very nice. We certainly appreciate the update, and hopefully everything keeps going very, very well.
Yeah, it's going well, and we appreciate you. Thank you.
Very nice. He is the Mexico High School Principal, Brad Ellebracht. I'm Matt Pilger, and this has been another edition of Community Matters for the Mexico Ledger at Studio Audrain.